expect perfect silence from all of you. We traveled a long way to be here. I can't believe that last week we started all of this in Macao, China. We went to Shanghai, then to San Francisco, then to Las Vegas. Now here we are in Los Angeles, and we make a short trip to New York tonight for another press conference tomorrow in the Big Apple. It's been a great experience for all of us. I think it demonstrates how small the world is becoming. Last November, we did the Manny Pacquiao Brandon Rios fight at the Cotai Arena at the Venetian in Macao. Those of you who attended, I think, had a very, very unique experience. We at Top Rank have been privileged to not only present that fight, but many others on almost every 2 or 3 months at the Venetian in Macao, China. Those of you who have watched those shows on HBO 2 know the quality of the shows that we have been presenting in Macao. And last week, for the first time, thanks to the Venetian Macao and their support, we presented in Shanghai, China, the first truly international boxing card in the mainland China at the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Shanghai. And there I saw what I think will be part of the future of boxing for all of us around the world. I saw Chinese fighters for the first time who had left the amateur ranks and were performing as professionals. And believe me, I saw some very, very talented young men. Now, none of this would have been at all possible without the support of Sands China and the owner of the Venetian Macao and the Cotai Arena. Those people have dedicated themselves to establishing boxing in China, in Macao, and in Hong Kong. Through their efforts, we are developing the sport of boxing into something really special for the 1,300,000,000 people who live in China. This is something that is extraordinary and something that will be remembered in the history books for many, many years to come. And so it's a privilege for me to introduce to you the man who made it all possible, the CEO of Sands China, the man who directs everything at the Venetian Macao Cotai Arena, a real supporter of the sport of boxing. Please welcome Ed Tracy.
Bienvenidos. Thank you, Bob. I want to start by thanking the press for your incredible support for what seems like the speed of light development of this great sport in China. As Bob mentioned, it was a mere 14 months ago that we started this program coalescing around a national hero in China by the name of Zhao Shiming. And a short time later, on a handshake, Bob was able to put together our first fight with Manny Pacquiao. You don't do that in life. Bob mentioned the world is getting smaller, but it's also the rapidity with which things now travel around the world, and it is the speed of light. We were able to do that because we have great partners. We want to thank HBO, obviously, as a terrific partner, best in class. Sika, our partners in China, best in class. And then there's Top Rank, and not much more that I can say about Bob and his staff. They've become part of our organization, if you will. Left hand knowing what the right hand is always going to do, finishing each other's sentences, and more importantly, being passionate about this sport. Taking a page out of an old playbook and applying it to this wonderful new market with 1 billion more people in the United States. The other great thing for us in Macau is to have the privilege of creating this new venue and platform for young athletes. We're very privileged to not only have Shei Meng from China, we also have a local boxer from Hong Kong, Rex So, who is undefeated, and perhaps closer to our heart, KK Ning, who is, we call the Macau Kid, who is also undefeated and will be on the card as well. The opportunity to work with Manny is just an amazing thrill. He's everything people say about him and more, as an athlete, as a humanitarian, as a father, as a citizen, as a congressman, and it's a privilege to have him fighting on the property. But again, an opportunity to bring new talent into the family. We couldn't be happier than to adopt Chris. He's already got a big following in Macau, 98% female, as you might have guessed. We're thrilled to be working with Joe. Bringing this kind of talent to the stage in Macau is raising the visibility of Macau around the globe in a way that could never have been done without these kinds of events. We're now telecasting our fights into China to audiences upwards of 350 million people, which is incredible. That is the population of the United States, watching boxing matches from Macau, China. Again, we're pleased that you came out. We're thrilled with the support that you give us. One last thing, I'd like to recognize a friend of mine who's here today, who is not only an amateur boxer, a historian of boxing, and has agreed to come perform in Macau with us. His big brother was just with us recently. A great, great fan, somebody who knows something about the eye of the tiger, our good friend Frank Stallone. Where are you, Frank? Again, the kind of attention we're getting from Macau is incredible, it's satisfying, and it's obviously we're in business, it's good for business. So again, thank you for your support. We look forward to seeing you in November. As Bob mentioned, there's a great package for the press to get over there. I'm certain that you'll have a good time if you come visit us. Thank you very much for your support.
The more time I spent on this tour, the more discussions we had about this fight. The welterweight championship of the world, Manny Pacquiao, the newly crowned welterweight champion, coming off his triumph over Timothy Bradley, and the new champion of the junior welterweight division, Chris Algieri, coming off his triumph over Ruslan Provodnikov. The more I realize what an intriguing battle this is, and how the fans are going to be entertained by the contrasting style of the two fighters. Now, as we go on in this program, we'll discuss that more. But right now, I'd like to introduce representing HBO, and I have learned that November 22nd will be Manny's 18th pay-per-view event distributed by HBO, and he has done in those events, the 17 events, more than 13 million homes bought his fights. That's an incredible achievement, and we're very grateful for the support that we've received from HBO. Here representing HBO is Peter Nelson.
Thank you, Bob, and good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank all the media for being here today. It was actually error that I want to point out on Chris Algieri's record there, because in Shanghai last week, Chris caused a female swooning fan to faint. So it says that he's got 8 knockouts, but I think he now can scratch that and make it 9. We're thrilled with the scope of this event, and I'm here representing HBO, but the efforts and team, I think, deserves recognition. Our President Ken Hirschman, Senior Vice President of Pay-Per-View Mark Taffet, and Vice President Tammy Ross. The definition of an underdog is always being perfected. And Manny Pacquiao and Chris Algieri have made careers out of upending the underestimations of their doubters. And they, in many ways, have perfected the art of what it means to be an underdog. And many odds makers have reached unemployment as a product of their success. It's what makes each of them so exciting to watch. It's what makes this matchup intriguing, and it is what makes November 22nd a signature date, a destination fight, and what stands to be a tremendous event. It speaks, though, as well to the legacy that Manny Pacquiao has crafted for himself, that boxing has basically had to create divisions in which for him to be champion, because he's just gone time and time again up against the toughest competition, and he's always sought it out. And Chris Algieri represents that same kind of kinship with a drive towards excellence. There's a great opportunity here for him. It's a rare and unruly one to meet the own expectations that he has of himself, that then can change the whole course of his destiny, the lives of people that he loves, and transfigure the entire narrative of his profession. Manny Pacquiao has taken rare and unruly opportunities like that again and again, and the reason why he's so great is that he's made those opportunities that are so rare seem frequent, and he's made them seem so unruly to be so tamed, so easily tamed. And the opportunity here now is for Chris to try to upend the expectations. It's a rare and unruly opportunity for him to try to find his way to bigger and better things against a living legend. So, while he may be the underdog, the opportunity is his. And his next defeat in boxing will be his first. And that is part of the intrigue of this matchup. And that's why we know that this is going to be an electrifying event of global scale. And I want to thank Top Rank, Bob Arum, Todd DeBuff, Star Boxing, Joe DeGuardia, Banner Boxing, Marty Palullo, as well as the Venetian, and of course our many pay-per-view affiliate partners. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We look forward to seeing you all for a spectacular event on November the 22nd. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Now, though the fight is taking place thousands and thousands of miles away from its consumer audience, we are pleased to announce that our great sponsor, Tecate, the people who make the best beer in the world, will be on board for this promotion. As you know, Tecate has been sponsoring our events for years. And as the boxers prepare themselves for months leading into this fight, so does Tecate. Starting this week, almost 3 months before the fight, Tecate is pulling out all the stops to promote Pacquiao against Algieri among consumers, Hispanics, Anglos, 21 and over in the United States, including, now listen to this, a sweepstakes for a lucky fan to taste the triumph, to win a VIP trip to Macao to watch the fight live. Additional VIP trips will be awarded to fans to Las Vegas, to the Venetian in Las Vegas, for the ultimate viewing party at the Venetian, courtesy of Tecate. Tecate will also bring back the always popular mail-in rebate offer. Listen to this, for $30 off the HBO pay-per-view event with the purchase of an 18-pack or larger of Tecate or Tecate Light. This offer will be available across 13 Western states in the United States. And if that isn't enough, Tecate will deploy hundreds of thousands of promotional materials for the fight across grocery and convenience stores across the country to ensure that everyone knows to purchase the fight on HBO pay-per-view on November 22nd. We're indeed lucky at Top Rank to have a sponsor like Tecate who supports our events the way they do. So thank you, Tecate. We're really grateful for the support, and we know with your help, we will make this a major, major event and a major success. I know you're interested in how the undercard is coming. We have 2 of the 3 televised undercard fights done. The next one, the 3rd one, will be announced next week. In addition, there will be live streaming of fighters that Ed mentioned, like Rex Zo, I.K. Yang, and a kid who started his first professional fight with us. We call him the Macao Kid. His name is KK NG, and he has turned out to be a terrific junior middleweight, really good. And he's been on all these cards that we've had in Macao. So the 2 televised undercard fights that have already been made, one more to come, will follow. The great pride of China, and believe me, he is a major, major star in that country, Zhao Shiming, moving towards a world title fight, will fight a 12-round eliminator against a undefeated Thai fighter, rated number 5, 27 wins, no defeats, from Thailand. Their names are impossible to pronounce, but is Kwan, K-W-A-N-P-I-C-H-I-T, also known as 13, Rian Express. Big fight for Zhao Shiming. Should be very entertaining. WBO official flyweight eliminator. And then we have a WBO featherweight championship with the new champion who won his title in his 3rd professional fight, defeating Gary Russell, Vasyl Lomachenko, who, like Zhao Shiming, won gold medals in Beijing and then London. He will fight the #1 contender, whose record is 52 wins and only 1 defeat, hasn't lost a fight in 8 years, 33 knockouts, from Thailand, Chonlatarn, Chonlatarn, something or other. He was really a great fighter, big knockout fighter, and it just shows the interest and the spread of boxing around the world. Again, the 3rd fight we're working on now will be announced next week. It will involve fighters closer to home. But it's a very, very good international undercard. For those who haven't seen him, Vasyl Lomachenko is something really special as a fighter. I hope many of you saw his fight with Gary Russell. He really is the goods, and this Thai boy should really give him a good test. Lomachenko is now in the eastern Ukraine. He'll be flying out shortly. We understand that his town seems safe and hasn't witnessed any of the incidents of the war that's taking place in the eastern Ukraine. So I wish him Godspeed coming over here to California, where he'll be training for the fight. Chris Algieri is an American success story. It's something that if you wrote a story about, it would be hard to believe. A young man who started boxing pretty late in life, not like a lot of the fighters that start in their teens, but he was a kickboxer first, college graduate, received his master's degree, and he fought off television in his early fights, and thanks to his promoter, Joe DeGuardia, was able to fight on ESPN, where he went into every fight as an underdog and won those fights. And based on his last victory on ESPN, was matched against Ruslan Provodnikov, who everybody thought would destroy him. And in the first round, it looked like that was coming true. Provodnikov put him down twice, but he pulled himself together, showed his intelligence, his courage, and his boxing skill, and pulled out a 12-round victory to win the title over Provodnikov. A true American success story. And I'd like to introduce now his promoter, who has done such a great job with Chris. Joe DeGuardia will introduce the other people in Chris's camp. Joe?
Thank you, Bob. When we started this press tour 2 weeks ago, approximately 25,000 miles ago, I said that it was an honor and privilege to be on this stage with such legends. Legendary promoter, Hall of Fame, Bob Arum, who's promoted everybody in the business, from Ali, to Foreman on down, to legendary boxer, Manny Pacquiao, legendary trainer, Freddie Roach. And on that tour, and as a result of this tour, I can say I'm truly honored and privileged to be a part of this tour, which will go down as being legendary. We were in, first, the casino in Macao, the Venetian, which you cannot believe. And now, thanks to Ed Tracy, boxing has become a sport in China, along with the help of Bob and Zhao Jiming and everybody else. And we're going to be fortunate enough on November 22nd to be able to be involved in a legendary fight. A legendary fight where two ambassadors to this sport, two individuals that we can be proud of in boxing, are going to be combating against one another. And the world will be able to see it. Before I get into Chris Algieri and what a remarkable, remarkable man he is, and how on November 22nd, I believe, once again, he's going to shock the world. The way he did against Emmanuel Taylor earlier this year, the way he did against Ruslan Provodnikov, on HBO, and the way we anticipate will happen November 22nd. Before I introduce him, I want to bring up Artie Palulo from Banner Promotions. As you know, we fought on the best network in the world on June 14th. Peter Nelson, HBO, we thank them for that fight, and obviously for November 22nd. But in order for Chris to get into this fight, we had to beat somebody like Ruslan Provodnikov, the man that nobody wanted to fight, the Siberian Tiger, the man that brutalized so many fighters. And his promoter was Artie Palulo, and as a result, Artie Palulo is involved in this fight, and actually our next fight with Chris Algieri as well. So I'm going to bring up from Banner Promotions, Artie Palulo.
Good afternoon, everybody. It was easy to make the fight because Joe and I have been friends for many years. But before I get into that, I do want to thank Bob for making everything happen. And Ed Tracy, the Sands, it was a great tour in China. He cleaned up some of the remarks here, but it was great in China. And naturally, Manny Pacquiao. He's going to go down as one of the great fighters of all time, and one of the best of his era. And it's really an honor to be part of all this. It's very cool stuff. But we made the deal with Joey. Chris Algieri, Bob said it in China, he was right. Nobody knew him before February 14th when he beat Emmanuel Taylor, who wasn't supposed to win that fight. And then when I was talking to HBO about opponents for Ruslan Provodnikov, Joe said to me, Artie, I got this kid named Chris Algieri, and I love Joe, and we have Demetrius Andre together, so it wasn't hard to make the fight. And then Chris Algieri did what every athlete has to do in boxing, what every fighter has to do. You have to win the fight you're not supposed to win. To become a player, to become in the big picture, you have to win a fight you're not supposed to win. And I've come to admire him, and we've become friends, but the key to the fight, and the reason why he's here now, he doesn't know how to lose, which is amazing. He never lost as a kickboxer, he never lost as a professional fighter. And he fought a guy that nobody wanted to fight. In the first round, you know, this is the key, in my opinion. In the first round, he got hit with an hellacious shot, he went down. A lot of things are going on in the ring at the time. When you're hit like that, there's a lot of movement happening, your head's everywhere, your instinct is to fight back. And he was getting pushed back. Provodnikov was all over him. So what does he do? He takes a knee. That was smart. In the heat of the battle, in the heat of the moment, when the fight is like in his hands to win or lose, because if he fights back, he can make a tag again. What does he do? He takes a knee. He's already lost the round. I said it in Macao. I turned to my people and I said, this kid's going to win this fight. He took a knee. He gathered himself. He never lost his composure in a mega fight, and that was his first mega fight. So I got to tell you, it's going to be a great show. He doesn't know how to lose. He's going to be fighting a great fighter. And Freddie Roach is a great trainer who was in the other corner. So it's going to be a spectacular show because, one, he allowed him to have the fight, and Chris did what he needed to do to get to this fight. He won the fight he wasn't supposed to win. And that's very important in our business, and that gets you to the next level. I want to thank Peter Nelson and HBO and everybody that went along with putting Chris Algieri in this fight because he deserves it. And it's going to be a heck of a night on November the 22nd. Thank you very much.
About 15 years ago, there was a fighter on Long Island, kickboxer, who was well known there. A good kickboxer, very, very tough. And at one point in time, that kickboxer could not find any sparring. And into the gym walked a young Chris Algieri. And when he walked into that gym, he sparred with the man who is now his trainer and guru, Tim Lane. And they developed a relationship. They developed an outstanding relationship. That relationship has spanned since that day when Chris walked in the gym. Because at the beginning of that relationship, all it really entailed was Tim banging at Chris Algieri, kicking him, punching him, doing everything. The reason why they fostered that relationship, as Tim tells me, is Chris is the only one that kept coming. He couldn't believe it after the first time when he came back to the gym the next day. Nobody was lasting than Tim Lane, but Chris did. As a result, they developed a relationship. During the course of that relationship, I've been pleased to be working with both of them for all this time. And I have got to know Tim Lane, but nothing like I've got to know Tim Lane these past 2 weeks. Spending all this time from China and Shanghai and Macao and private jets and regular jets and everything else, and it's been a fantastic journey. And, you know, he might not be well known on the boxing circuit, but the power that him and Chris have forged together has made Chris unstoppable. And have you all have been hearing about these power bracelets? Well, we are now probably 200 power bracelets more out on this tour because everybody in the tour wants them. It's been spectacular. Finally, I'm actually wearing one, which is a big surprise for me because I don't like anything on me other than a watch. But it's really a result of the two of them and the power that they forge. So I want to introduce now a man who you know, really is on his way to joining everybody else on this dais in some kind of legendary fashion because he's really become like a guru, and that is Tim Lane.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Chris Algieri Show. I'd like to thank everybody here for having us. Everybody's been great. Freddie and this whole camp, it's just been wonderful. It's been very professional. I'd like to thank Mr. Tracy of the Venetian for putting us up so well. And I flew on Bob's G5 and had some lobster yesterday, so this trip is going very well. There are 12 laws that we all go by, which is the 12 universal laws, gravity being one of them. The strongest of all these laws is the law of attraction. What the law of attraction states is whatever you want, you can have. Certain things you have to do to set what you want. You have to try very hard, give everything you have. And the last thing, the biggest thing, which is what Peter said up here, Chris, you have an opportunity, you have the world at you. The biggest thing you have to do is you got to believe. If you believe you can achieve it, it'll come to you, whatever you want. Just know this, people. Chris Algieri believes in himself. I believe in him. His team believes in him. And he will be winning. Come November 22nd, you'll see two souls in the ring. I can see two people. You're going to see two souls in the ring, and may the best man come out. And just believe that Chris Algieri is here to bring that belt home. All right?
Now it's time for me to introduce Team Pacquiao. A lot of people in Team Pacquiao are sitting out in the audience, half plus. Right. And you know, that's the great thing. Any place you go in the world, as soon as an Asian person comes up to say hello to me, greet me, my wife says, they're from the Philippines, and it's always correct. So it's been a great experience. It's been a lot of years, and it's been wonderful. The bond that we and Team Pacquiao have established with the great people of the Philippines, whether they live in the Philippines or any place in the world, Macao, Los Angeles, San Francisco. You're all a great, great people, and it's really been something remarkable to have this type of association with all of you. And I know I say that for Manny's advisor, Michael Cons, who feels that same way. And of course, the man that you all love, the coach, the teacher, the Hall of Fame trainer, Freddie Rhodes. Freddie?
Thank you, Bob. Welcome to the Manny Pacquiao show. We've got to know Chris in this camp throughout this trip. It's been a lot of fun. And after New York, it's going to be a lot of hard work. And I wish him the best of luck. And we're going to have a great day in Macao. Manny's going to train Daniel Santos for this fight. That's unfortunately back on board, so we're going to have Justin with us. And Peter, is that okay? You done yet? Almost, okay. So we have a great training camp, and Daniel Santos is a great place. Manny loves the best of his home, that's where we love to train him. And you're out with the other us, and good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot because I didn't look down, but it's great to see him back with us. He's one of the great trainers and conditioners. Can you want to come up and say a few words? No, he's shy. From Australia, Justin Fortune. Now I'll turn this microphone over to Joe DeGuardia, who will introduce the junior welterweight champion of the world, Chris Algieri.
So about 4 or 5 years ago, started promoting a young man that I was impressed with, really outside the ring. He came to me, he had a college degree from prestigious Stony Brook University, a master's degree in clinical nutrition. He put his medical school studies on hold to pursue his professional boxing career. It impressed me. I went out, went to the town where he's from, Huntington, and we found a fantastic little venue, the Paramount, and put a show on. Little did I know, when we did that show, not only would we sell out, and sell out every other show since then, but that at the fights, I would see the most beautiful women, 50% women, coming to the fights. It was the best shows we were doing. So the atmosphere was electric, exciting, and really it was a testament to Chris. Yes, good looking, a background that he has, but also a winner. He's been a winner in everything he's done. School, yes. Straight A's, yes. All the things that he's done educationally, all the things he's done outside the ring, the charities involved with, the time he puts in. But in addition, inside that ring, he's a winner. 20-0, champion kickboxer. Never lost. Turns to boxing. 20-0 now. Never lost. For 2 years, he's been telling me, give me the best, I want to fight the best. When the Emmanuel Taylor fight came up, I really didn't want to fight for Chris. He pushed it. He wanted to fight. I made it. People didn't really give Chris a chance in that fight. Everybody was looking at Emmanuel Taylor. Peter Nelson was looking at Emmanuel Taylor to fight Ruslan Provodnikov if Emmanuel Taylor got through that fight. Chris upset the apple cart. Shut Emmanuel Taylor out. As a result, he got into the fight against the most feared fighter in the industry, Ruslan Provodnikov, a man who had concussed the last couple of opponents he faced before that, a man that nobody wanted to fight. We make the fight with Ruslan Provodnikov on HBO. And going into that fight, nobody gave Chris a chance. Nobody. Goes into the fight, gets dropped twice in the first round. His eye closes completely. Completely. Looked worse than Rocky in the movies. Fights the whole fight with one eye and beats the most feared fighter in the industry, Ruslan Provodnikov. Because he's a winner. He's got that winning mind, he's got that winning spirit, he's got the winning heart, and he's got the winning character. And on November 22nd, we'll be able to show it further to the world, the winning spirit of Chris Algieri. I introduce to you the WBO Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, Chris Algieri.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I'd just like to thank Bob Arum and Top Rank for putting on this tremendous press tour. It's been a wonderful ride, a very interesting experience. I feel that it's helped me grow as a person and as a fighter and as a champion. I'd like to thank Mr. Ed Tracy and the Venetian Macao for hosting the bout on November 22nd. It's going to be an awesome show. The Venetian Macao is a tremendous place. Peter Nelson from HBO for putting me on again, for my second appearance on HBO. It's been great to deal with the network. I'd like to thank Joe DeGuardia and Ari Blue for helping put this fight together, and Joe for all the nice things that he just said. I'd also like to thank Team Pacquiao. It's been a great time with them, seeing how the elite level goes about business, and that's how it's been. This has been business, even though it's been fun along the way. And for Manny Pacquiao, it's for all of us young fighters and young champions to know how to act and to have someone to look up to who holds the sport in high regard and shows tremendous amount of respect to the sport that we're all here for. I don't really have too much to say regarding the fight. Everyone has been saying such tremendous stuff up here. We're in city number 6 or 7 out of 7 or 8 or wherever it is. Someone was asking me where my hotel was. I was like, I don't know. We've been in so many hotels in so many cities in different countries in the past couple days, really. But just tune in. November 22nd is going to be a tremendous fight. You've got 2 champions fighting each other. It's not something that you see very often, especially nowadays. You see a lot of guys trying to hold on to their records, hold on to their titles. You've got 2 champions here, myself and Manny, that we're not afraid to fight the best. And I think we need more guys in the sport doing that, who aren't afraid to take challenges and take risks on first hand and head to head. Yeah, that's really all I really have to say, guys. Just check out this fight. It's going to be tremendous. Like I said, we got 2 champions, 2 guys who are hungry, two men who want to win, 2 men who are exciting to watch. So it's going to be a tremendous fight. But like I said about the Pacquiao camp, I've been able to be around them and see how it's done. And for the first time, I really got to spend some time around Freddie Roach, legendary trainer, and he was gracious enough to kind of give some pointers about the hotel layout in Venetian, which he didn't have to do. He told us about some restaurants, and I truly appreciated that. I know it wasn't necessary. I know he didn't have to do that, and I got to know him a little bit more as a man. I didn't know him prior to the Ruslan fight. I would just like to present him with something that I feel could potentially help him. I know he's got some things going on that hopefully some positivity can help. My trainer Tim's going to bring it up right here. If you see, I wear this stone around my neck, and I have been actually this entire year. And whatever it may mean or whatever it's supposed to do, I don't know exactly, but I do know that it's a source of positivity. And that's enough to have a positive effect on anyone So I'd like to present Freddie with one, if he'll accept it, of course. If you don't mind coming up, Freddie. This, like I said, this stone is something positive. It is meant to be, you know, given in the regards to being something positive. There's nothing ill about it, no negative feelings. I spoke to Freddie about it prior to this and made sure that it was okay. It has to be received in a way that it's genuine and truthful. So, Freddie, thank you.
This is. Not only is there no friggin' trash talk, they only say good things about each other. The new age of promotion. You know, it seems like I've been doing this for so many years, introducing a man who means so much to me, who has really gladdened my heart and enriched my career as a promoter by my association with him. I enjoy the relationship with Manny Pacquiao. I know what he stands for and what a person he is. We all know his exploits in the ring. We've watched them on HBO pay-per-view, and we've seen him perform over the years. What many of you haven't seen is how he conducts himself and how he gives back to his people time and time again, whether it's with the destruction of a typhoon or just because certain people struggle to make a living. Manny Pacquiao is there to aid his people. He is truly what should be the goal of every public official, to have the best interests of his public at heart, to give back to the public and not worry about running for an office or doing a deal with some outside party, but devoting himself as a true public servant. And Manny, that's to me is even more important than the great fighter that you are. But you are a great fighter, you are a great champion. Your people in the Philippines and Filipinos around the world are proud of you. So are all boxing fans. You have graced this sport with distinction. So now welcome the welterweight champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.
Here we go again in front of you today. But first of all, I would like to thank God for the best day that He gave it to us. A beautiful day for us. And I would like to thank Bob Arum and to all the sponsors, HBO, Venetian Hotel, and I have bring the fight in Macao, so thank you, sir. And to all the fans and media, press, thank you to all your support. You should watch this fight because this fight is one of a kind. We guarantee that more action in the ring. And Algieri, he deserved for this fight. And you saw that his last fight against Ruslan Provodnikov, he showed his toughness and he fight good on that fight. So he deserved for this fight. And, I don't want to underestimate my opponent because he's not that much experienced in boxing, he's not that much like me. But I don't underestimate him. I have to prepare myself 100% because it's been a while that it's been a while that the fans of Manny Pacquiao, you want to see killer instinct that they've been waiting for to see since before when I fight Cotto, Margarito, Adilabuya, Hatton, and that's what I'm trying to show this fight. And what I can say to his team is prepare, train hard, and I will train hard, and so that we can give a good fight and we can entertain people, especially to those people who are going to watch the fight live in Macau. So to all of you here in the States who cannot come to watch live, don't forget to watch in PPV. It's going to be historic fight. You know, it's really important that you can see this fight. This is my second fight in Macau, China, and hopefully this is not the last fight in Macau with my promoter Regency from Venetian, Macau. So thank you to all of you. Without you, we are not here. Without the fans, without the Filipino people, without the fans all over the world, there is no Manny Pacquiao. Of course, this all I have right now is from God. Because of God, we're here. All of us were here. So let's give thank and praise to God. Thank you, and God.
Before we conclude, Top Rank will offer media packages with flight and rooms in Macau to approved media. Packages will be round trip either from New York to Macau, Los Angeles to Macau, or San Francisco to Macau. The price, we worked with the airlines, including the hotel rooms, and you get your meals, unbelievable meals that they serve in the ballroom to all of the press, Chinese food, Western food, just terrific food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Package is $1,500. Very, very, very. Talked to Kevin Ioli, who took advantage of the package last time. It's a great, great experience. So all qualified media, contact Lee Samuels or Fred Sternberg, and they'll tell you how to order the package from the travel agent that we've hired to arrange it for this purpose. In your press kits, we have the ticket prices. They're all in patakas. You won't understand it, but it's all there. Tickets are going fast. We are sure that there'll be a sellout. It's a tremendous attraction, not only in Macau, Hong Kong, but mainland China, and all over the world. People will be coming to see this event. And as we leave here now, we go to the Big Apple tomorrow for a press conference, and we have the honor of ringing the closing bell on the New York Stock Exchange tomorrow afternoon. And I promise promise you, if I get any tips on the floor of the exchange, just call me and I'm happy to pass them along. I will serve time in prison together. I want to thank you all for coming. I particularly want to thank our lovely ladies, the Cotai Throw, the Top Rank Knockout, Greece, this show. The fighters are available now for photographs, and then we'll be here to do some one-on-one editing. Thank you all for coming.